A two-day English Premier League fan pack opened its doors in Johannesburg, South Africa this weekend. Not only will football fans be able to watch the weekend's games on a giant screen, but they will also be able to interact with some legends of the game and get a chance to see the Premier League trophy. Organisers hope it will help promote the English game in Africa.
They are two of the biggest names to have played in the English Premier League. And former Chelsea defender Marcel Desailly and Liverpool's former striker Robbie Fowler showed they still have a few skills left in the locker. The pair were in Johannesburg as part of the Premier League fan park experience, a chance for locals to get up close to the actual Premier League trophy, take on the various challenges and watch the big matches on the mega screen.
Yeah, I mean, they have identified Africa as an important market to develop. I mean, most of the African TV are also, buying the retransmission of the Premier League. Then people was crazy about it. On a Saturday, on a Sunday, families are together wearing the shirt.
This is the first time the Premier League has attempted to run this experience. Some critics argue it undermines the local South African Premier League, but organisers feel it rather underlines their commitment to the African market.
The Premier League has been very popular in Africa for decades, and the same in Asia, more so now in North America as well. So we're very lucky at getting traction all over the world, and this is part of really giving a little bit back and also helping to promote ourselves at the same time and our clubs.
So the question now is, where will this globalisation end? With the NBA and the NFL now playing some regular season games overseas, is it just a matter of time before the Premier League follows suit? It is not a concept that has universal backing.
I do understand why people say it, because it is a great competition and loads of people want to see it, but it is the Barclays Premier League is an English trophy, and yeah, I know you mentioned a few other sports there where plays it, but I think we're quite happy and having played within our boundaries.
Although this event is all about the English Premier League as we head into what is likely to be a thrilling finale to their season, this is of course also World Cup year, and Ghana-born Marcel Desailly believes it's high time an African side makes it to at least the semi-final stage.
In the South African World Cup, Ghana or potentially Ivory Coast to perform very well. 80 years of World Cup, none of the African team have reached a semi-final. 84 years, yeah. Then it's a shame. Then probably we hope that it can be in Brazil soil.
As for the Premier League experience, if the Johannesburg event is a success, followers can expect further fan parks in the future, as this taste of English football takes another foothold in Africa. Dan Williams, CCTV, Johannesburg.
In what is undoubtedly a rare occurrence, the Ethiopian Football Federation held an elaborate ceremony for a coach they sacked last month. Coach Senat Bisho and his technical bench were feted by the EFF in Addis Ababa, having only just lost their jobs after losing all their group matches of the African Championship. Ethiopia Federation Speaker spoke highly of the soft-spoken coach and his team, thanking them for their work over the last 2 years since he took over in 2011. EFF President Junedin Basha confirmed that even though they were forced to sack Bisho, the Federation still regarded him highly for building the team. Bisho led Ethiopia to AFCON qualification after a 31-year absence, as well as leading the team to this year's CHAN tournament. Ghana coach Masauso Mwale says his team will be ready to face Egyptian side Zamalek behind closed doors in Cairo this Sunday. Zamalek and Ghana clash in Cairo in a 2014 CAF Champions League last 16 second leg match without any spectators due to security concerns in Egypt. The Zambian side have maintained that they will not take their opponents for granted and have been training for any eventuality. Egyptian side have over the past 2 years been forced to play their continental commitments behind closed doors to avoid any confrontations in the middle of a tense political standoff in the North African nation. And Ghana, on the other hand, are no strangers to playing their matches behind closed doors over the last decade, following a spate of hooliganism acts at their Kitwe base. The two sides are locked at 0-0 from the first leg match. The Federation of Uganda Football Association Super League Board has banned Simba Football Club and Uganda Cranes assistant coach Fred Kajoba for 5 matches. The FSL confirmed to media outlets on Friday that Kajoba had been banned for inciting Simba Football Club players to walk off the pitch during a league match against Express Football Club last Friday. The board said that the match referee's report singled out Kajoba as the reason why the match was abandoned when he called off his players as a way of protesting against a decision that went against his team. Besides picking up the 5-match ban, Kajoba, who is the national team's assistant coach for goalkeepers, was also fined $300. Tennis world number 1 Rafa Nadal and number 2 Novak Djokovic advanced to the final of the Sony Open in bizarre fashion, both receiving walkovers after their opponents pulled out of the tournament within hours of each other. Djokovic was fast through to Sunday's final when Japan's Kei Nishikori withdrew with a groin injury. A few hours later, the tournament received another shock when 7th-seeded Czech Tomas Badic announced he was withdrawing due to gastroenteritis, handing Nadal qualification. Thousands of tennis fans arrived at the Crandon Park complex expecting a day of action, but instead were left with only 2 doubles matches. Nadal advanced to the final for a 4th time, where he will try for his first title on the Miami hard courts against 3-time champion Djokovic.
I felt it in Roger's match, in the last match in quarterfinal. I mean, I had it before in Delray. You know, it's been taking a month, and it's like, you know, get better and worse, and that's something going on right now. But you know, I tried to play today and warm up, but I couldn't move actually. So it's very disappointed and terrible feeling actually.
Just like in the morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock, I just woke up with a pain in my stomach. Just went for the toilet. I mean, got really strong diarrhea, and since that it starts to go on and on. You know, more time of diarrhea, then also throwing up and stuff like that. So lost so much of the liquid and all the possible energy I could have. Came here, tried to do as much as I could. You know, see the doctors, receiving the IV, but basically not with a good results that I can basically go and try.